Hey guys, it's Victoria McCooey from Victoria McCooey Coaching and victoriamccooey.com. So it's Monday and it's 1 p.m. Eastern, so that means it's time for Manic Monday. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes to give everybody time to hop on. And in the meantime, I'm showing you a little behind the scenes, right? These are our new offices. So yeah, I moved into a bigger space, woo! So I can move around a little bit better and have help finally. So that is a big relief, right? So my word for 2019 is focus. It's about really staying on task. It's about completion. It's about finishing what you start. It's about taking small steps that achieve a greater goal. Now, these are all things that you can apply in your own life. You don't have to be running a business to want to stay focused. You know, you're going through a really difficult time and it's hard to see past it. I understand that. It's really hard to see past it. But focus is on the other side. Focus is something that will really help you. Stay focused on what your why is. You know, you're doing this for your kids, ultimately. Yes, you're doing it for yourself. Thanks for joining us. You're doing it for your kids. If your family is in crisis, your kids are not going to thrive. You might say, I can deal, I can put up with this, I can stay here, I can fix this, I can make it work, I can whatever, fill in the blank, until they're older, until they're in college, until I get a new job, until, I don't know, whatever that until is, it's doing them more harm than good. I mean, think about when you plant a seed in good soil versus bad soil. It's a huge difference. You know, I did this little thing last year, it's springtime, where I showed seeds in healthy soil, seeds in unhealthy soil, same water, same light, they don't thrive. And that's what's happening to your kids. I mean, I saw the difference in my own kids, and now I see it in all my clients, and how distraught their family dynamic is, how dysfunctional it is, how hard it is on their children. And you think you're saving them by staying. You're saving them by getting them into a safe, healthy environment. And if you're in a controlling situation or an abusive situation or any kind of toxic situation, you can't be the best parent you can be if you're compromised. You've got to take care of yourself, and that's how you're going to take care of them. They need to see what that feels like, to be in a healthy, happy, supportive environment where the parent, the adult, even if it's only one, the adult in charge is in control, is capable. It's very scary to kids when they think the adults are out of control. I mean, can you imagine? It's you know, being on a runaway train. It's scary. All right, so now that it's a couple of minutes in, I'm going to share with you some of the things people wrote me this week about their own co-parenting situations, struggles rather. I have a lot, but I'm going to go pretty quickly because it's a common theme. It's sort of like a one answer for all of them. So this one person says her ex is telling the kids, your mother deserves a good belting for everything she's done to me. Wow, if that doesn't say it all, right? I mean, can you relate? Tell me, is this something that has happened to you or is happening to you, where your ex-husband is telling your children or ex-wife horrifying things like that? First of all, he's condoning the idea of hitting you, of hurting you. This is just so bad on so many levels. Maybe this was going on, I don't know. But to tell the kids that you deserve a belting for what you've done, okay. So obviously, this is not good, but what do you say? What do you say when your kids come home and say, Dad says, blah, blah, blah? So here is my answer. It's a pretty common answer I give. This is what you say. How does that make you feel? You're not bashing Dad. You don't turn it into a he said, she said. No, that's not true. Or your dad deserves the punishment, whatever. You don't get into a pissing match, right? You don't get them in the middle of this he said, she said conflict, or who's right and who's wrong, or having to choose. You empower them to have their feelings around this. How does that make you feel when dad says that? That, that's what he thinks. First of all, it empowers them to have their own feelings, but it helps them know that you care more about their feelings, obviously, than the person saying these harmful things to them. So you're showing them, without telling them, you're showing them that you care about what's best for them. You care about their feelings. You care, and I know you do. So say it. Just put it on them. Like, let them own their feelings. How does that make you feel? So they'll tell you that dad shouldn't be saying that. You don't have to say it. You shouldn't be saying it. They'll tell you. And then you're the good guy. You're wearing the white hat. And that's what you always want. And I'm not saying to wear the white hat in a phony way. I mean that if you're the good guy here, pick that lane to stay in. Be the good guy. Don't become just like the bad guy. And then what's the difference? You're just as bad, right? Stay in your lane. Be the good person. Be the good, caring parent. All right, so, okay, my next one, this person says, ha, 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 I just don't ask. All right, so that is also a really good strategy. Don't ask them. The worst thing is when kids come home from the other parent and get grilled. I mean, that's their worst nightmare. That will really turn them against you. I mean, and why would you want to do that? Let them have what's going on there. If they need to come to you, let them know that it's a safe place and they can come to you. Don't sit there and grill them about every detail of what happened at mom's or at dad's. I mean, take it from me. I've been around a lot of kids, including my own, who go through divorces. This is the thing they hate the worst, and they hold on to it for a very long time. Don't be that person. All right. Another person from the community says, I ignore her. I only communicate with her through text messages. If you are divorcing or divorced from an abusive, controlling, or narcissistic person, that is the thing you must do, right? They will engage in some, mind-bending, crazy argument. And if you take the bait, this is why you're getting a divorce. You need to separate from that toxic personality. They hate that you're moving on. They can't stand the idea that you're leaving them. They're feeling abandoned. They are going to try to suck you back in with everything they've got. So don't take the bait. You're going through hell, so keep going. You don't want to stop here. I didn't make that up. That's Winston Churchill. But keep moving. Just make it happen faster than it would normally, because you will eventually go your separate ways. But you need to speed this up. You need to speed this process up. You set the guidelines, how you're going to communicate, and you stick to those boundaries. You're only going to text regarding the children's logistics or medical or whatever. And if it's anything other than that, you do not engage, you don't answer, don't pick up the phone. You have to be tough. You have to set the boundaries, stick to them. All right, here's another. He's told my daughter to, in quotes, testify against me in court. All right. This is another time where you would say, how does that make you feel? This probably scares her to death. I mean, I don't know the exact situation, but anytime a child is trying to convince a child, anytime a parent is trying to convince a child to turn against their other parent, to alienate the other parent, to testify against the other parent, this is so incredibly stressful for a child. It's just like the last thing you should do. And sometimes it's necessary for children to meet with a judge. They don't testify. They meet in private with a judge. But they're petrified of this. I mean, wouldn't you be? You know, they think they're being made to choose. I mean, it's very, very stressful. I just can't imagine a more stressful situation for a child. But here again, you just say to the child, how does that make you feel? Because you are showing that you care more about how the child feels versus what that means to you, that, you know, the detrimental outcome it may have on you. You're putting yourself second. You're putting the child first. How does that make you feel? Let the child be heard. It's a girl. Let her tell you that really upsets me, or makes me scared, or I don't want to do that, or let you be the safe place. You be the safe place. This will come back tenfold, I promise you. And the last one I have for you today is the ex says, this is a woman, so her ex-husband says, I'm fighting for custody. Is telling the kids that the mom is fighting for custody for money. And she's telling the kids, I'm fighting for custody so our kids won't have to see you drunk every night. Right? This is, all right, I understand. Hey, I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. I make tons of mistakes. I wish I could go back. I would do it so much better. But now that's why I coach other people. So you don't have to make all the mistakes I made. I'm sorry. I'm just getting over a cold. This is a perfect time to not engage, right? If they come and say, Dad says you're only fighting for custody because you want money, how does that make you feel? You don't have to go back with, well, you know, I don't want you to see your dad drunk every night. Believe me, they get it. They get it. They don't want to hear it from you, though. It's hard enough for them to know their dad is a bad guy or drinks too much, or, you know, like whatever it is. They don't need you rubbing it in their face. They know. So you wear the white hat. You be the safe place where they can go and talk to you and say, it makes me feel horrible. It makes me, if they ask, they go, it makes me wonder, is that, and then you can say, what do you think? You know, I want you to be safe. I want you to be in the best place you can be. And the money is up to Dad and me to figure out, or the court to figure out, or whatever. Just don't include them in the money conversation, because, oh my God, you know, it's hard enough for us to figure it out. Kids will never really get it. I mean, we barely even get who should be paying for what, and it gets so complicated. Will you just give me some hearts or likes or something if you know what I'm talking about? If you get what this is, it's hard. It's really hard. But we're all in it together. And I think that's the message here. I just want you to know you're not alone. So many people have gone through it. So many people are going through it now. So many more people, unfortunately, will go through a horrible custody battle with a toxic or narcissistic or otherwise controlling person. And it is the hardest thing you will ever do. But you'll get to the other side and your children will be happier. You know, divorce is not the end of their lives. It's really, you're saving their lives if it's a really toxic situation. Get them out of that bad soil. Let them thrive. All right, that is I'm getting off the soapbox now. But the red thread is show them that you care about their feelings. You know, don't get involved into a pissing match in front of them. It's only going to hurt them. So if you would like to learn more about how I coach clients who are in toxic marriages and need to figure out how to change that, whether it's leaving the marriage or not, trying to set boundaries, trying to change the dynamic, or if you're about to or already engaged in a contentious litigation, then I am here for you. Those are my clients. Those are the people I help with my coaching programs. I have different levels of support for different budgets or different needs. But if you just need, and you can sign up for a free session. That's how we get to know each other. I call it a get acquainted call. You can go right to my calendar on my website, which is victoriamccooey.com. I will put everything in the post. And you can book a free session right online where we'll talk on the phone and figure out what you're going through, and I'll tell you if I think I'm in a position to support you, to help you, and we'll talk about what that might look like if we're a good fit. Or if you just really need immediate advice on one particular issue, I have a 15-minute laser session, and this is where you tell me, you book it online. You don't have to talk to me first. You can just book this right online. It's $49. You just pay for it, and you see the available times, and you can book it yourself right online. And then you'll fill out a form that tells me what it is you're having this issue around. What's keeping you up at night? What's this one pressing decision you need to make, or whatever it is. And so I'm prepared for our call. And then when we get on the call, we spend 15 laser-focused minutes. I will open up your eyes to alternatives you might not have thought of. We'll figure out what the best strategy for you might be. And you'll walk away with a plan, with a step-by-step plan for how you're going to handle this one issue. All right. So that'll be in the link too. I really hope I can help you in some way. Share this if you know someone who could use some help around this. And remember to, where are we focused? Stay focused on the prize. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next week.